All right. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Bren over at brenhaas.com, and I'm here with my two Harvest DomeNation buddies. We need like some audio props with that, sound effects.
DomeNation. Yeah.
Harvest DomeNation.
Yeah.
Not too bad. So
easy there, buddy. Easy. You gave me chills.
Yeah. So if you're, we've got quite a few people. There's a couple of people in here. That's great. I hope you're not freezing. I hope you're keeping. We're going to warm you up tonight, talking about what we've got growing on, right, guys?
That's right. I got to say, as you were giving the intro, and I've got these two I thought you were going to say these two hardy buddies of mine, but Harvest DomeNation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, if you're not familiar or you've never caught this presentation before, I'm Bren. I'm in Ohio, which is hardiness zone 5B, and it is extremely cold today. Well, actually, it was a warm up. We got up to 12, but
wow.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So how about let's go maybe Clint.
All I know is the wind chill said 0 degrees.
Oh.
It was ridiculous here in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I stayed inside almost the whole day. But then my little girl wanted to go get a video, so we went to the Red Box and got a video. And while we were going outside, she didn't like that very much.
She didn't like, whoa.
Like a time bomb. She's like, I'm cold, I'm cold, I'm cold, I'm cold, I'm cold, I'm cold, I'm cold. It was really funny.
Yeah, I bet it was. She's a little sweetie. I could just hear her like looking at you like, Dad, do something.
Yeah. Make me warm right now.
That's what I can do.
I was holding it. But I'm Clint with Harvest Pathway. And I've been working with Bren and Scott for a little while on these dome projects. And we're, the only warm place in all of New Hampshire is in our dome and in our high tunnel.
Right?
The only place to go.
It is. I don't know anybody in our area. I mean, maybe there are some out there, but I don't know anybody that's growing in the stuff that we're growing in right now. In New Hampshire. Pam, I'm sorry. I know you're up there in -1 zone. I'm seeing you kind of peeking in over there. I'm talking like New Hampshire. I don't know of anybody in New Hampshire, but I think we topped out today at about 22 degrees, but we had some gusty wind. It was crazy. Like you said, Clint, it was like 0. It was just gross. So I guess, Bren, you topped it at 12 degrees, huh? I should 12.
I know. I totally have stepped out of my comfort zone, and I'm doing not only more selfies, I'm doing more like selfie videos. So, and I posted one on Facebook, and I literally it was freezing walking out there. And then I got in the dome, and it was 72 and just awesome. And
that's
crazy. So then I walked outside, and it's kind of funny after you've been in a nice space like that, when you walk back outside, it really doesn't feel that bad. So it was like, yeah, it's winter. Bring it. Right?
I have to stay conscious going in and out of the cold and the warm. I have a tendency to there's no real sensitive way to say this, but I have a tendency to condensate from my nose. So I got to make sure, because I'm always doing selfies. So I got to carry like a tissue with me and make sure that I don't have an icicle growing at the end of my nose. But anyway.
I didn't even think of that. I hope I didn't have that.
Yeah, I condensate from my nose a lot. Yeah. I guess it's a personal issue.
Thanks for joining us tonight. We've got quite a few people actually in the room, and John just said he's at 2 Celsius now, max 3 Celsius. Holy cow, that is insane.
Yeah, I'm always trying to translate Celsius. You Celsius people freak me out because I see minus.
I know. Where's Pam?
Pam said today -27 Celsius. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, pull the children in, like start fires everywhere, and I'm like, that's probably like what -27 Celsius. Is that like 70 degrees Fahrenheit or something? Or
-2 Celsius is like 27.
27.
Yeah, they're warmer than we are.
Balmy.
Okay.
I wish it was
in England. He's over in England.
So Bren,
in England.
Bren, you said 72 degrees in your dome today?
Yes.
Do you remember when we were building your dome and I said, just wait till it's freezing outside, and you go inside your dome and you feel like you're in Maui.
Yeah. Well,
Maui in the morning.
I've never been to Maui, so I don't know, but it was very warm.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm glad you finally got to experience what that feels like.
Yeah, it was amazing. It really was.
I see you going north. Growing north just gave me a table to convert Celsius into Fahrenheit. Okay, Fahrenheit into Celsius. Maybe I'll look at it. We'll see.
That's awesome. We need to pull that up. So, what you guys want to talk about tonight?
Oh, I don't know. How about domes and high tunnels and growing in the middle of winter?
Sounds good.
Yeah?
Yeah?
It sounds good. Yeah, so I keep seeing your pictures and stuff, Bren, that you're posting. That thing is, you're just blooming away. You were holding like flowers, some blooms anyway, and some broccoli and stuff like that. Was it yesterday or was that even this morning?
That was over the weekend, but I still have like plenty of broccoli. I put quite a few plants in there. I had a whole flat, so there's like 24 plants, and it just keeps giving and giving and giving, you know?
That's great, huh?
Yeah. It's awesome.
That's good.
You guys just did a video, your beans. Can you talk about that a little bit? The bean thing you did, or?
Actually, well, I did. Clint and I did one together where we talked about beets and things like that. But I think I had given you a picture where there were some green beans, which are no longer. The green beans tend to be a little more sensitive to the to the cold. Okay. But we actually, and I had shared that picture with you. But those were green beans in November. Did we get into December with that, Clint? I can't remember. We did. Okay, so we're into early December. And we actually had beans. We also had peas, sweet snap peas, a little bit later into December. But they finally...
We had those in the January.
Oh, they were... See, look at me. I'm totally...
You're getting old, Scott. You're getting old.
I know I look like I'm 35, but I'm a much older man. Yeah.
So what Bryn was discussing, what she was trying to talk about was the aquaponic growing of the green beans, that you were actually putting seeds in little pots that you were putting into the ground.
Yeah.
For our Harvest DomeNation episode 9 on YouTube.
Yeah. Yes. So that was actually fun to do. So we didn't just do those. That was back in October.
Okay.
That we actually put those in. And so we were using these little, it's a little pod that they use a lot with hydroponics. And we were using these little, they're like a spongy pod, and you can put the seed in there. That way it doesn't get lost in all the pebbles that are in the aquaponics bed.
Okay.
And so you put them in those little pods, and you kind of work them down under those pebbles a little bit. And it just holds the seed in place. Plus it holds a little bit of water as well, fertilized water. And within a few days they take off, and it's awesome.
Okay.
Pretty good. Yeah.
So I have some pictures for you. Would you like to see? They're coming.
Yeah.
Bring on the pictures.
There's some of my broccoli. Can you see it?
Oh, it's lovely. You're making me hungry.
It just keeps coming. But this one I'm really excited about.
Yeah.
And do you see that?
Is that your borage?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about my borage. Somebody on my Facebook gave me a really neat little recipe, and they decorate with the borage flower. It's just kind of cool.
It's beautiful flower.
Cool. It's in Ohio.
Yeah. In January.
It's crazy.
Dome. That's great.
I know,
yeah.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you guys grow any herbs?
You mean us?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if you were asking everybody else. Yeah, we have a few things. We've got some parsley going, and we have some cilantro. Those are I think those are the two herbs right now, right, Clint? Parsley and cilantro.
There's some sage going in there too, if that counts.
Oh, there is. Yes, that's right.
That's some yarrow.
The yarrow. I guess I don't remember what that is.
That's an herb.
Yarrow is that giant plant that goes everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
It's like a fern.
Yeah.
There's some of my radishes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just so I got to show you my you're gonna love this. It's my arugula.
Arugula, look at there.
But the cool thing is, I just planted that like maybe a week ago, a little over a week.
Yeah, arugula are pretty hardy.
Okay.
They like it a little cool, you know?
Yeah.
Look at that. That's all impressive, man. That looks great. That broccoli head.
Yeah.
You don't see broccoli heads like that in January. Come on. So they look good. You know what it is? It's that solar wrap that's on that dome. I'm telling you, that stuff is it's incredible. Just what it does to light. It's just incredible. Yeah.
So, Bryn, you've had another greenhouse that you've been growing in for years.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really talk about that one much anymore, do you?
I've actually been kind of frustrated with it. First, I keep forgetting. I get so wrapped up with you guys having so much fun. I forget we have a whole bunch of people in the chat room here. So thank you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. And also, if you would like to ask us some questions, if you did just do the / and a Q and put your question there, we'll do our best to answer you. We're all about growing year round. In a dome, in a tunnel, and we're really excited about sharing that with you. And thanks for joining us. So, yes, my conventional greenhouse. I'm kind of frustrated. It's still running. It's still going. It's got heat in it, and it's got tropicals in it. I don't have any vegetables in it, but I'm just a little frustrated with it because it's no way performing like the dome. And if it wasn't 10 degrees, I would definitely find a way to like wrap everything and just start carrying it out to the dome.
Good point.
Yeah.
Got to just wait for a warm enough day to be able to do that. So
yeah.
I just want to say hey back to Roxanne. She just came on and said hey. Hey Roxanne, glad you're joining us tonight. Are there any other comments over here? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Pam's doing conversions for us.
All right. Way to go, Pam. Thanks.
I love that. So much fun. Yeah. So, are you guys starting any seeds? Any more seeds right now, or?
This is what I'm getting ready. I'm going to be doing these this week. Look at this. So these are some radishes.
Ooh, I like those white ones.
I'm doing a plug here for Johnny.
There's no picture on it.
So this is a lettuce mix. I want to get some more lettuce in because our lettuce, it produced well, but it just needs, at some point it starts to bolt.
Yeah.
I got my specialty radishes. I'm going to be doing those babies. These are going to be these are the longer red ones. Cannot wait. So yeah, we want to do, continue to sow those seeds. So as the other stuff kind of gets spent, we got new stuff to go ahead and put in the dome and in the high tunnel. So yes, that's what we're doing.
That sounds good. So I don't know if you guys know, this is a little bit off subject, but did you know today was National Popcorn Day?
Oh, no, I did not, but I'm so happy to know this.
So I was.
Hey, is that the same popcorn? Is that the same popcorn bowl that you put those crocus bulbs in?
Yeah. I cleaned it.
I don't know why I didn't have that bowl. I hope you did. Yeah. Okay. That's great.
So
I actually had. I had popcorn this weekend for the first time in probably 2 years. I just had this craving. I don't know how old the popcorn bag was in my pantry, but I threw it in the microwave and ate it. But today's National Popcorn Day.
So what the reason I bring that up is while I was popping it, I was thinking, I wonder how it would be to grow some popcorn in the dome. Probably could do that, right?
Oh, I would imagine so. You don't want it to get too hot in there; it might pop. But other than that,
I don't know about that.
Why not? Why not? I don't know why I wouldn't. Now, if you grew a lot in there, you might have a lot of the pollen. When the tassels start to pollinate, it can get pretty cloudy. So, but anyway,
yeah, that might.
You can grow anything. You can grow anything in the dome for sure.
Yeah. So, Growing North says, Scott, try some Dutch baby beets.
Dutch
Super
baby
tiny.
beets. Ooh.
I hear a new. I feel like a song coming on.
You feel a what?
I feel like you're going to come up with a new song for that one.
Oh, give me a little bit. I bet I'd find one.
Right?
I'll have to check that out. Yeah.
Too fun. So, if
I
you,
want to see more pictures, Brian.
okay, I
You have
can
more
do that.
Yeah. You want
But
to? More
I
pictures?
want to,
We
I
want
want,
to.
oh,
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
it's a really crazy night. I think I have a bad connection. You guys keep fading in and out, but it's kind of cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but that's okay. Hey, if you guys are joining us in the chat room tonight, if you want to look over on the left-hand side of your screen, there's a little tweet to tell little birdie. That'd be great if you tell your friends, come on over and share with us. We'd like to have some questions. Ask us some questions. How about let's do this? If you if you grow a garden, can you share number one in the chat room there? Just type in number one so we kind of know. What you like to do. And I'll work. I have to share, this is my favorite. I haven't showed this one yet.
You're putting a picture up. Okay.
Yeah, can you see it?
That's wow. That's an older one. That's one of the ones we did a while back. Oh, here we go. Scorpion peppers, baby. Those are my scorpion peppers.
I know. I just love that picture. I don't know.
Yeah.
You guys are so much fun. Oh my goodness. Growing North just gave us like 1 billion ones. She grows a lot. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, she's growing a bunch of stuff up there in -1, just below the Arctic Circle.
I think she's in zone 1.
She's zone what?
She's in zone 1. That's what she's trying to say.
It's minus. Oh, she's zone 1. Yeah. Okay. Actually, I think
All
it's
right.
like 3/2/1/-1 or something like that. But
I know you
so
guys
growing
are
things,
not.
I want to know. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Brian.
I know you guys aren't really about the flowers. I really like growing flowers, and I really love geraniums over the past couple of years because they do so well in the dome and to winter them over. And it's kind of nice to have some blooms going on.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Do you have any flowers at all in your dome, Clint?
Well, I'll tell you what happened. I had some beautiful.
Oh, I gotta go away now. Here we go. I'm really sorry.
This huge plant that I'd had for 2 years. First thing Scott does is, we're taking that out. You can't eat that.
I transplanted it, but
transplanted and it died the next day outside.
Yeah, it really didn't make it.
Oh no! What was it?
It was a dahlia. It was beautiful.
Some kind of weed. It was a weed.
Yeah, sometimes dahlias don't move very well, but
no, this one. Yeah, I'm sure it's the way I grabbed it and pulled it out of the. It was actually in the. Wasn't that one in the aquaponics bed?
Nope.
Oh no, it was. Oh, it was in the soil. Huh?
It was the soil. The first thing you saw when you walked in. Everybody loved that plant. I love that plant.
I needed room for tomatoes. It was.
Right. Hey, Renee, thanks for joining us tonight. I see you in the chat room there. I love Blab. It's kind of cool. We've got the map all lit up. There's quite a few people over in England. Actually, the map's lit up over there. That's cool. I'm finding online on Facebook and YouTube, there's a lot of people over in the UK growing in greenhouses. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. Yeah. I think, in fact, in different places in Europe as well. So they're becoming more and more popular for sure.
It's very cool. And then, so maybe we should talk. Can you share about the solar wrap a little bit, Clint?
Yeah, I'd love to. So solar wrap's a product that I found in Germany. They've been growing with solar wrap for about 30 years. They actually call it Polydress LP Ketter in Germany. When we brought it over to the United States, we changed it to solar wrap. It rolls off the tongue a little better than Polydress LP Ketter does.
Yeah.
But some of the amazing things about it is there's greenhouses over there that are 30 years old that still have the same covering on the greenhouse. That they lost about 4% transparency in those 30 years. And I mean, it's ridiculous.
Mm.
A couple of the exciting parts is the high snow load, 120 pounds per square foot, high wind tolerances, on a dome it's gone over 135-mile-per-hour winds without ripping off. The light quality that comes through is phenomenal. The light hits those bubbles, and I mean, it refracts, it diffuses, and you get direct sunlight, and plants just eat it up. It's absolutely incredible. We actually find that in the summertime it moderates the temperature, so it's actually lower, and in the wintertime it makes it warmer. So when we have side-to-side high tunnels, one with solar wrap, one with 6-mil poly, in the summer the 6-mil poly is hotter, and in the winter the solar wrap one is hotter. So it moderates the temperature. The plants are able to thrive that way. And, you know, everybody who's tried it absolutely loves it and adores it. And, you know, we'll yell from the rooftops that it's the best product in the world for growing vegetables and flowers, actually.
So when Clint and I met, we met in a dome, didn't we, Clint? I was invited to Clint's dome a while back, and so I've experienced growing with the solar wrap. I've been a grower for like 29 years now, and I have a very humble beginning in my growing experience. I knew absolutely nothing, but over 29 years, I really have figured some things out. I've had some good people that I've been able to go to for advice. I've read some things along the way, but my biggest, lesson in learning how to grow is just by getting out there and growing. I've grown in this dome. Clint has to hold me back. I get so stinking excited because I can't believe how stuff grows in there. It's just unstinking believable. I'm like, this isn't right. I mean, it's like something's not quite right here, but it explodes. It's just that cherry tomato plant, which was a late bloomer, Clint. That thing went up like 11 feet or something like that. If we had that thing earlier in the season, I bet you we'd have gotten 15 feet off that plant. It's just crazy.
I think we should go for it this year. We should actually start it and get some things started right now in February, transplant them in the beginning of April, and see what happens.
And what's really exciting is that one of the things that the three of us have worked on. In fact, Bren, we were over at Bren's property back in October. And we built a 20-foot dome there together. And we've actually recorded and have put together a series, a DVD series that we're going to release. One on, building your own dome, and another one on building your own high tunnel. And I'm telling you, this can put a dome and a high tunnel in the hands of countless people for pennies on the dollar. So we're pretty excited. We're almost done. We're still tweaking this thing out because we want it to be as perfect as we can get it. And we're going to release a date, our launch date on that really, really soon. I think in the next few days, we're going to release the date that we're going to let it go. And so we'll be announcing all that. You're going to want to be watching for that. It's going to be a great product on building these things. And Clint's the mastermind behind this. He's done a great job, and we worked together, and this is what we did. So we can't wait to share it with you guys.
Yeah. So I have to pull this question up, even though we're talking about the dome and whatnot. We have someone in the room wanting to know, they want to get started with a small raised bed, veggie garden. What should he start with? It's a big question.
Well,
where do you live?
Yeah, I was just going to say, where do you live? So if you're doing something, if it's in the spring, some good things to start with would be like spinach, some leaf lettuce, beets, cilantro. And those things are also they're just very forgiving plants. They'll grow really, really well. It'll be a nice, good start. And then you can get things ready for, planting in the summer. And it just depends on the kind of stuff that you like. But the typical, summer things you can do for herbs, I mean, basil would just do, tremendous. You can find a couple of spots in the corner of that bed, put some basil in. Now, I don't know what size bed that you're working with, but if it's a small bed, I wouldn't get the large tomato plants. But there are some dwarfed size tomato plants that you could put in there. You can put in peppers. Mm-hmm. But I would encourage you to start in the spring and get some of those cooler season things in there, like spinach. They'll just do well for you. Spinach, beets, green onions, stuff like that.
Totally. I would say if you've never gardened before, definitely start out with seeds with radishes. You can't go wrong with radishes. They grow so
And,
easy.
they do, and they germinate pretty quickly. It's just exciting to see them break the ground.
I know, and it makes you want to plant more, right?
Yes, it does.
So
Yes, it does.
we also had a question. Growing North put it up. Someone had asked about the photo sharing program I'm using on here. So on my PC, I'm actually using. It's called. Oh, hold on, I forgot the name again. ManyCam. So if you go to ManyCam, put it in Google, it'll come up. They have a free software you can use. I actually went a step up and bought one of the packages, and it's pretty cool to be able to do that. And if you have a Mac, I don't know, it won't work. It's a whole new ball game, right? But good to know. So yeah. So if anybody else, ask us some questions about growing year round, right? You guys are really quiet tonight.
Brent, keep on showing pictures. That always gets some good questions started.
Does
Seems
it?
like it does, yeah.
All right. Show me some ones if you want pictures. I get really nervous clicking on buttons. You know, I'm new to the software.
So far, it's worked pretty good. It's worked pretty good. Clint, I noticed you said just go ahead and fill up the bed with strawberries. That's a good thing to do.
Oh, yeah. Why not?
Oh, yeah.
Speaking about strawberries, oh my goodness, the strawberry bed in your aquaponics, in the aquaponics bed in the dome, I have marveled at. I saw you with the weed whacker. This was back in early fall. It was like October, maybe late September, early October.
Wow.
You weed whacked everything down, and we were pulling strawberries out of that thing into December and very early January as well. Strawberries. The stinking things grew right back and produced. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. I love the dome.
Can you tell what that picture is?
I don't recognize that flower.
It's kind of hard to see. It is. It's a strawberry, and it's like it bloomed, and now it's starting to do its thing. You know how it starts to do it. I should have got in a little closer on
that. That's great. Do you have the picture there with the high tunnel that Clint was building with all the different? It's sort of a collage.
Because of the mess that I had in the beginning, I didn't get it. But I can get it really quick if you guys want to hold out for a minute.
That would be inspiring for some people to see this, the 20 by 20 high tunnel that we built back in October.
Okay.
Yeah, so Pam asked a question on how long it takes us to build a dome or a high tunnel. And when you build we did a 2V dome for Bren. Mm-hmm. You know, the 2V is the most simple. It takes a whole lot less boards than if you were to do a 3V or 4V. It works great for.
There it is.
There
it is going up.
For a 20-foot dome. But it took us from start to finish, it took us 4 days to cut everything and put everything together. Mm-hmm. But there was a lot of filming going on that really slowed down the progress there.
We were slowing Clint down because we were explaining everything step by step.
So every time I'd go to do something new, I'd have to stop and explain exactly how I was doing it, make sure I had good lighting, and it added to it. Usually it would take me 2 days to do a dome like that. A day to kind of cut everything, and then just start the next day and put it together. The other thing that held us back a little bit was Scott was helping.
Don't be fooled. This guy worked me like a dog. He did, man. I'm telling you, I did the majority of the work. I mean, he knew the angle cuts to do, but I was doing it all. I was sweating. I lost like 6 pounds. This guy gained 6 pounds before me because he kept eating Bren's pancakes.
That's true.
Like an animal. Unbelievable.
Oh my goodness.
Unbelievable. You look at those pictures. Most of those pictures, it's me doing something. It's you standing there pointing and.
Yeah.
Remember how many times you yelled at me? I'm only one person.
So the high tunnel, it took us probably about 3 days to do. But if you were to do it, without, videotaping, it'd take about 2 days again. it really doesn't take very much time once you figure out what you're doing. There aren't really all that many steps once you go, and it's super simple. Like, that's why we wanted to do this for people, is to show them that they can have something amazing in their backyard without having to spend all that much money, and that they could do it themselves. And then all their neighbors would come over thinking that they were something special. I remember the first time I built a dome, everyone was coming over, and they still come over and say, are you an engineer, or are you an architect? Like, how did you do this? And I just kind of grin, and I just know that there was, 2 tricks I had to learn. And once I learned them, it was just pure repetition after that. And I mean, it's just a great way to make your friends think you're special.
Let me say something about this picture that Brent has up.
Yes.
So this is the 20 by 20 high tunnel, and you can kind of see through the solar wrap there. I mean, there's snow out there. This was just taken several days ago. So I have 6 55-gallon plastic drums that are filled with water, and I wrapped them in black plastic and sort of just duct taped them to keep them in place. That's actually on the north wall, and so in front of those barrels, of course, is the south wall. So when that south sun is coming in, it's a direct hit on those barrels, and that black plastic just pulls in that radiant heat. So at this point, here we are now, mid-January. We're in a passive heat situation. So we have no other form of heat other than having the raised beds, which help to kind of, pull in some heat and hold some heat as well. And that's it. And so far, this is where we're at. There's a lot of kale. The lettuce, you can tell, in the middle, I've harvested a bunch of that lettuce, and it started to bolt on me. So, I mean, I've gotten an awful lot of lettuce. That's why I need to go ahead and plant some new seeds. I'm a little late on that. I want to get some more in. And we got parsley in there. We've got arugula in there. We even have some sweet snap peas in between those barrels. It's on the north wall, but it's between those barrels that are giving off heat at night. And things are going well. Swiss chard, things like that. It's great.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I got to show this picture.
Oh, here we go. So this is a fun picture. That's me going. This is us getting ready to do our launch announcement. But that Clint looks like he's like burping or something, but he's not. He's actually rolling his tongue. It's a drum roll, and I'm going, that is a drum roll. That's what I'm doing. Anyway.
There it is. So that was fun.
That's great. So you didn't have the picture with the collage with the high tunnel, all the different pieces of the high tunnel on there?
For some reason I couldn't download. I don't know. It just wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't like its own file. I don't know.
Okay.
But
yeah,
we can show more
cool.
On Facebook.
Cool.
Right?
That's right. Yeah,
Goodness.
And I've had it on there. I'll throw it out there some more too. So
yeah, I get a lot of questions about the heat in my dome, and I do have that backup heater, which I actually, now that it's super cold outside, I don't really feel like I'm cheating anymore.
Yeah, no, and it's good that you can put some other heat in there too to keep this thing going the entire time. So that's good.
But now during the day when I'm out there, and then luckily the last few days it's been, just as bitter cold, at least the sun has been out. So the heaters, it wasn't on the times that I was out there. So that's a good sign.
Yeah. So it looks like Douglas was asking if we have irrigation in the tunnels. I don't have irrigation in the tunnel, but we do have it in the dome, in the 30-foot dome that Clint has. And so we're doing a micro drip system in there using the aquaponics water in the bed that's in the inner circle. So there's a circle on the inside of the dome. Is that about a 3.5-foot bed, Clint? 3.5 feet high?
It's 5 feet wide.
It's 5 feet wide, 3+ feet high. It's all soil. So this thing, talk about holding heat. But we're using a micro drip system in there to water things. And of course the aquaponics bed waters through the pump that pulls the water out of the tank. So, but for the high tunnel, because of where I have it located, for us to bring in some water. So I'm not as sophisticated as Bren and her husband are. They've cut a trench and they went down pretty deep, and they've got water lines going in their dome. But I'll let you explain that, Bren. and what you all have. That's fantastic. But
Yeah,
we don't have that capability yet in the high tunnel.
Yeah, before you guys arrived and we built the 20-foot dome, we actually, my husband trenched a good, gosh, how deep do you think that is? I'm not sure how deep. Probably what, 4 feet down? I don't know. It's to code, so it won't freeze. You know, your water lines won't freeze, and so that's nice. I do have running water, but I haven't really needed it right now. It's kind of cool how that works, right?
Yeah, wintertime, I don't even think about watering in the wintertime. It just seems everything seems to be happy on its own.
Yeah. Well, there is enough moisture in the in the tunnel. I'm probably watering about every 3 weeks or so, where it does get dry enough. Or I'm actually going in and deliberately watering some areas. So
that's cool. Yeah, but eventually, though, I would like to put some drip irrigation in there because I actually have this really cool rain machine. It's called. It's a cool technology. Someone had sent me to play with, where you can. It syncs with NOAA, the weather channel, right? And so. But I got to figure that out because, like in the dome, it's kind of breaking the rules. So it really doesn't matter what NOAA says, right? But, guys, obviously, I'm not the scientist here. I'm not a scientist. We need Pam on here. She's pretty smart. She could probably explain the whole.
Yeah, give us 6 websites or something to look at, Pam. I bet she has them right there. She'll be showing them.
She's awesome.
Weed gutters for summer collection along the base of the tunnels. It's an idea. Yeah, that's a very good. Yeah.
It's a really good idea. Awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is fun. Thanks everybody for joining us. If anybody has any more questions, please just go ahead and put it in there. And you guys are awful quiet tonight. You tired?
I'm like ready to burst at the seams. I'm holding myself back. So let's do this. I want to talk more about the value of. Obviously, we're talking about growing in the dome and in the high tunnel. See, look at this. I mean, I've got all this energy. Look at how excited I am. But what I'm really excited about is that we've created an opportunity for people to actually be able to build these things for themselves. But I just want to talk a little bit about the cost. So when we released the DVD, I'm telling you, like you could do a 20 by 20 high tunnel, which would cost. Clint and I have, we've looked online. If you bought, and we're talking like high quality, we're talking professional grade stuff for the hoops. We're not talking about putting bamboo shoots together or something, just some makeshift thing. We're talking about something that's going to last for years and years and years. High quality stuff that you can get at your local, hardware or box stores. Okay, and so, Clint and I have been online. We've seen some crazy prices for like a 20 by 20, and then it's 10 feet high. They can even be over $3,000. We see a lot that are in the I don't know, 2,400 or so. Clint, is that right?
That's about right.
They're up there pretty good. And then, of course, you got to ship the thing and this and that. We've got it down that for somewhere around $700. You can actually, by following the system that we have, high quality, top quality, you can have your own high tunnel. I'm thinking that's just crazy.
Yeah.
That we've been able to do this and cut it back to a price where most people can actually get their head around it to go, I can actually get one of these things. And the neat thing about the system, as Clint explains, this is a 20 by 20, but you can extend it. You really can't go wider than the 20, but you can extend that thing to go as high as or as long as, was it 96 feet or something like that? Clint, I forget what you said on the. I guess probably a mile if you wanted to.
I've seen them go 96 feet. I've built one that's 96 feet.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you've actually built some of these the same approach that we did on the video with Elliot Coleman. Is that right?
No, the ones that we did in the video I did with Will Allen up in
Milwaukee. Yeah. Yeah. So you did solar wrap. I think you put some solar wrap up for Allen, right?
Yeah, for Elliot Coleman
Elliot
Coleman had me come up to his 4-season farm to
Yeah.
Show him how to put solar up on his high tunnel so that he could get a a greater yield over his winter.
Next time you go up there, I'm going because I want to grab some carrots out of his stuff. I want to eat some winter carrots.
It's freezing up there right now. It's about 5 hours north of us.
Oh yeah, it's pretty cold. But this guy knows what he's doing. I think he's inspired all of us to do a lot of the stuff that we do. So that's great. Now, the dome's going to blow you away. To do like a 20-foot dome like what we did at Bren's. Now we're talking, this is a 2x4 structure. So we're not putting little twigs together. This is a solid structure. Yeah. And we encourage using a recycled door. And by the way, the pricing I'm giving you doesn't include any of the wrap. This is for the structure itself. The thing with the wrap is there's a lot of different things you can use, and there are some that are much cheaper than others. Of course, we're into the solar wrap, which has a higher price tag, but I'm telling you, when you don't have to change this stuff for like 20 plus years, it's worth its weight in gold. But anyway, putting the wrap aside, if you just look at the structure to build that entire structure, use a recycled door or something, for under $350. Under $350. Hey, Clint, talk about like a kit, because the dome does take a little bit more sophistication. You have to know what you're doing with that dome to get those angles cut right and all that. And Clint knows how to do all this stuff. But what are we looking at if someone actually bought a kit for a 20-foot Geodesic Bio Dome?
Yeah, a kit online, it would cost about $10,000 to $12,000. They still send it to you. You still have to put it together. So you're still doing the labor of putting it together. But I mean, $350 to $10,000, it's worth, watching a video and learning how to do it.
Yeah.
And
look at the picture on there right now. That looks like a Van Gogh, doesn't it?
That's awesome.
It looks like a Van Gogh with the, well, it isn't because of the dome. It's because of the moon that's up there like that. It just reminds me of that. But yeah, so I mean, we're talking big bucks if you order this thing yourself and have it shipped in.
Oh yeah, it ends up being over, $12,000 to $15,000 once everything's got to you. If you have to hire someone to put it together for you, then even on top of that. But our method teaches them how to actually create the kit out of stuff they could find at a Home Depot or Lowe's or their local hardware store. Teaching them how to cut the angles, how to put everything together so it's going to stay that way forever, and makes it possible for them to have a dome in their backyard for almost nothing.
Almost nothing. Just pennies on the dollar. And it's like, I'm telling you, this is going to put domes like what you just saw on Bren's property. Imagine getting a dome like that. Just buying the materials for under $350. It's just insane. So we're excited.
We're super excited. What I always tell people is because you're saving so much money, it makes it easier to buy the solar wrap, which really makes everything work so tremendously well.
Yeah.
Save the money. Now you have the money to spend on a high quality covering. But if not, you can still go the inexpensive way, cover it with 6 mil poly. It still works great.
Yeah.
You'll just have to covering it every 3 or 4 or 5 years, just depending on where you're at and how much bad weather you've had.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So we have no problem with people doing it the inexpensive way. We completely understand. We just want you to know how to build a structure and make the right decision on what you want to put on it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know what's really interesting about being up here in the north and growing in like a high tunnel in the dome? Seeing some bugs. It's like you're not supposed to see bugs now. And I didn't realize how happy. Now I don't want to see bad bugs, but to just see a bug in January, I'm like, there's a bug, and I'm so happy. It's like, they're bugs. There's hope.
I have a few spiders.
Spiders. I like the spiders anyway. I don't want them walking up my arm or something, but I mean, the spiders are really good to have. But I was going to say that what these high tunnels and these domes are all about, when it's all said and done, it's about hope. Listen to me, people. It's about hope. It gives you hope that, yes, you can keep growing. That what's going on around us with winter, it doesn't matter. There's hope. You can keep growing. You can keep experiencing warmer weather. Just go inside your dome or your high tunnel. It's all about hope. It's all about the hope. It's all about the beets, and it's all about the hope.
And peppers. My plant from last year, I first got these little pepper plants. It's a patio pepper plant. And I brought it from the garden center. It was probably like in April, and it's still producing in the dome. It's actually it's going slow, because we haven't had as much sun as it needs. But I mean, I actually have a couple of peppers. They get pretty big. I mean, but that's cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Very much so.
So,
good.
Yeah, Growing North shared my link there. Yeah, it's a rain machine. I'll figure it out. We just got the thing built. We just, we're just getting power in there. And that's the cool thing about it. Your greenhouse or your dome or your high tunnel, it's like another home in a way. I mean, you just keep getting inspired and adding more to it,
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That's right. That's right. It's great.
Yay.
Great.
So
I was going to say, so we'll
questions?
yeah, okay.
Sorry.
And if not, this has been good. It's been good to have this opportunity to share, and we want to keep people inspired, hopeful that you can actually have an opportunity to have one of these things. That's what I'm hearing a lot on my Facebook, and I've got a pretty good fan base on my Facebook, and I've got a lot of people that are just saying, "Oh, I so want one of these things," and I'm trying to convince them you really can have one. You really, really can. So a lot of folks seem like they're getting excited about this, and it's making a dream come true for a lot of people who have written it off to go, I'm not spending $3,000 or $10,000 or whatever. I'm bringing one of these devices and it's just too much money. So someone said to me, gardeners are cheap people, meaning, I don't mean you're cheapos, but I mean, because I'm a gardener too, but we like to do things as inexpensive as we can. Mm-hmm. And that's what we've created here, an opportunity for you to save so much by using this DVD to build your own. Telling you, high quality, Clint quality.
Did you ever have you ever Googled around, or I don't even Google around when I go to YouTube and I add a new video about the dome or something, I get these other videos because there's other kits out there. I mean, people have made domes, geodesic domes, and I was watching one the other day, and I'm not going to say who it was, or I'm not going to give. It's just looked like a really nice guy doing this, but holy cow, I felt so bad for him. It was like his design was like so different than what you guys did. I mean, he was tripping over everything. It looked horrible. I'm looking at this saying, holy cow, what was he thinking? Because like you guys clown around and it was fun, but you were no way like struggling. Yeah, I mean, you weren't like, this wasn't crazy. Yeah. Clint's got a good design. It's a cool design. So anyhow. All right. So
my bedtime, Bren.
Say it again.
My bedtime.
It's mine too. I'm really tired. It's been a great day though. It really has. I hope you guys had a good day as well. And thank you so much, everyone, tuning in tonight.
Let me respond real quick to Pam at Growing North.
Come on,
so
be nice.
The DVD does not include the aquaponics, but that could be another DVD at another time. That could be exciting. Clint, we can talk about that. But this is just there are two separate DVDs. One's for the high tunnel, and one's for the dome, and very, very focused and very good. So there it is. Figured you'd have that, Scott. Yep. All right.
Thank you for joining us.
Good chatting with everybody. I don't think I'm gonna. I couldn't fall asleep now, Clint. I'm too excited. I'm like, I actually want to. What I would love to do right now is drive over to that dome just to see how warm it is. Even though it's so stinking cold out, just to go in there. But I'm afraid of the dark. So you don't have any lights in there, Clint. So I'm afraid of the dark to go in there. But you guys have a great night.
All right. Thank you.
Always good to see you. Bye.